Hello, everyone. This is Rob. Welcome back to Media Awareness and an unexpected part two to my interview with the vampire video. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel if you like my content or if you are just curious in general about music, films, literature, and the assortment of other topics that I will be covering as well. Also, comment below if you like. I would love to hear your thoughts, and I encourage them. Like or dislike this video, share it with a friend, share it with an enemy, share it with your pet. It's all good. Also, ring the bell icon to be notified whenever I upload something new. That way, you're always in the loop in terms of the world that is media awareness. You can also contact me directly if you choose to do so via Facebook. There'll be a link in the description below as well. So, Interview with the Vampire, the AMC original series. An individual who I will not address by name because you're listed in the comments, and I was kind enough to answer, or I should say, reply to your comment. Um, they pointed out that Anne Rice is listed as a producer on the new AMC original series, which I was aware of. I didn't feel it was necessary to point that out due to the fact that she had sort of become this producer and greenlit this towards the very end of her life, unfortunately. Anne Rice is a legend in literature. She single handedly, in my opinion, revitalized the gothic horror genre. Prior to that, we had Stephen King, and that wasn't really gothic horror, that was more horror in general. I feel that Anne Rice really brought back the mystique that was always surrounding gothic horror. Interview with the Vampire was a seminal novel. It really set the stage for a plethora of novels and an amazing story that Anne Rice was able to tell us through over the course of multiple Vampire Chronicles, including some of the Made for Witches books as well. Just in that particular world, she has her others under different names as well, as many of you watching this probably know. That being said, I could see altering dates, and this is my biggest problem with the interview with the Vampire AMC series. When Anne Rice wrote Interview with the Vampire, she was very historically conscious and aligned a lot of events that actually occurred with events in the novel. And that was subsequently mirrored in the film. So I don't really see how they're going to get around that with this series unless they simply have isolated incidents occur. My biggest problem with this series is why do we need an Interview with the Vampire series? If it was the Vampire Chronicles, or Anne Rice's Vampire Chronicles, and if it was more true to the original source material of her novels themselves, I could see doing something like that, but I can't see basing a series on Interview with the Vampire unless we're going to do what HBO did with Game of Thrones and A Song of Ice and Fire. The only difference being in this case is that we actually have a lot more material to draw from Anne Rice's writings as opposed to poor Dan and Dave of HBO having to um, make up what they could to complete a story that was never completed by Martin in a timely manner. That's one thing that I could see happening with Interview. I could also see the original series becoming something entirely different than what was written. And in doing so, I feel that would really tarnish the legacy that Anne Rice left behind in her literature. I would urge anyone to go read her books. They are amazing. Interview is just the icing on the cake. I mean, like I said in my first video on this topic, I read The Witching Hour first. I was blown away by The Witching Hour, and I was compelled to read an Interview with the Vampire and The Vampire Lestat, Queen of the Damned, Men Like the Devil. Now, the list goes on. These books became my life for a very long time, and they were something I looked forward to. And when the movie Interview with the Vampire was announced, I was very excited to see how it was done. And this was in a time when, as I stated before in my first video, you didn't really see many successful series in terms of films. TV shows were iffy at the time, but with films, they, unless it was Star Wars or Star Trek, most series tended to go downhill. The budget was always getting lower, and the quality of either the acting or the storytelling or both went out the window. Anne Rice is not standard horror. It's not Friday the 13th. It's not Nightmare on Elm Street. It's not Halloween. Anne Rice's work is gothic horror in the style of Clive Barker or H.P. Lovecraft. Anne Rice, when she wrote these novels, was very in her world. Even more contemporaries like Kim Harrison is another one that I would say really sticks to her worlds when she writes. And I'm annoyed by the time frame issue, mainly in Interview with the Vampire, because like I said in my first video, that throws everything off. Events that occur at certain points in history, if they are going to be occurring later in history, it's not really going to make a lot of sense. That in 1910 isn't that far away from the start of World War One, so are they going to try and incorporate that into the series? It's not going to really make sense. The series did not have to exist, but if it did exist properly in the perfect world, in my opinion, I think it would be called The Vampire Chronicles, and I think it would be adhering to the books quite religiously as opposed to taking such creative liberties. I could see jumping ahead maybe a few years here and there, just to update things for the sake of time itself and the sake of when the book was published and first available. But 1910 as a starting point for Louis' existence as a vampire really isn't a lot of time in the vampire scheme of things. That annoys me. It really does. That's my major sticking point. When it comes to Anne Rice and an interview with the vampire, I'm sad. I'm honestly sad. If I, as I stated, I'm not going to go out of my way to see this. If by chance it is presented to me and I'm asked to watch it and give my honest, objective opinion, I will do so. And I will gladly take back everything I said here and in the first video. But to make something simply to make it, which seems to be the case here, to capitalize on a brand name, that annoys me. You know, if you're going to do something like that and capitalize on a name, at least make it something of quality and have it be true to the actual source material. You know, it's just like they're always the biggest thing right now I've noticed is a trend, and it's been going on for several years now. Remakes and reboots. Are people not hard up for ideas? Are they just unwilling to purchase rights to new franchises? Because that's what it really seems like is going on. There are so many wonderful authors out there who you can contract with and do a presentation, either a series or a film series or something on their work. As I stated, Kim Harrison with The Hollows. I love The Hollows. It's amazing. I love Kim Harrison. She's an amazing writer. You could take that and make that into a series. Brandon Sanderson is currently in talks with some individuals to make his Mistborn series into live action, which would be wonderful. There are so many authors out there that have so many different ideas for a series. Let's get to something new and stop just going back to old intellectual properties just because they're there and they may have been successful at one point in time. So hey, if they were successful, then we'll just update the little things here and there and we'll plug them into today's day and age. And then right, we have a brand new, blockbuster on our hands. And it may not be. And that's, you're taking more of a risk with a remake, in my opinion, than you are with something new, something fresh. I will leave it on that note because I don't want to ramble too long or rant for too long. But if you like my channel, wow, after that, if you like my channel, please feel free to click the like button, comment below if you like. Send me a message on Facebook and feel free to bitch me out for my opinions. We're all entitled, so let's just, give what we can. And you can give your opinions to me either in the comment section below or on Facebook directly. It's your choice. This is Rob, once again. There'll be links in the description below, identical to those in part 1, which wasn't intended to be a part 1, but this is part 2, so welcome back. And I will see all of you guys soon. Have a great day. As you can see, it is still daylight outside. Have a great day. Bye.